Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be discussing DK Metcalf. We're going to be looking at some DK Metcalf film, and we're going to be determining what makes him a top 10 NFL wide receiver. Before we get started, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I would really appreciate it. It would help my channel grow. And with that said, I hope you enjoy the video, and let's dive right into it. So, like all these film analysis videos that I do, I start with the stats. And in 2020, DK Metcalf had a fantastic year. 83 catches, 1,300 yards, and 10 receiving touchdowns, and he earned an 82.7 PFF player grade. And throughout the season, he established himself as one of the NFL's better deep targets, wide receivers, and just an overall playmaker. And he really took the Seattle Seahawks offense to the next level. But now let's dive into the film analysis part of this video. So when it comes to DK Metcalf, the biggest part of his game is his speed. And this is the first play I want to show you, which is against the Atlanta Falcons, where he basically runs by the corner and takes it in for a score. And I just want to show you his ability to just get by the corner on this play. So let's just scroll through here and let's just speed up to right about here. Perfect. So you see it's just man coverage one-on-one on the outside. And what DK Metcalf is going to do is he's going to win at the line of scrimmage. You see, there's contact at the line of scrimmage, and he has the strength and the speed to just get by the corner, right? Just gets by the corner, got the strength, got the speed, beats the corner, and goes in and takes it to the house. And that's DK Metcalf's go-to. That's his best asset, his speed. He's just faster than everyone else. He's bigger than everyone else. And if you try and lock him up at the line of scrimmage, it's not going to work because he's going to blow by you and take it in for a score. So the next play I want to show you is about DK Metcalf's game sense. And as you can see, Russell Wilson's in the pocket. He sees the pressures. He has to get outside. And then he's going to make this throw on the run to DK Metcalf. And this is all about DK Metcalf understanding when the play breaks down and what he has to do. So this is a great example of DK Metcalf just being really smart here. And let's just speed up to here. Okay, so this is a really good example of where DK Metcalf is. So this is going to be DK Metcalf, and he's just going to run this route over here. Okay, so basically what he's going to do is going to run that route. Okay, but really it's just more or less this route here. And as Russell Wilson feels the pressure, DK Metcalf understands that he has to move out. So I just want to speed up here, right? So DK Metcalf's going to run the route, right? So this is going to be DK Metcalf right here. This is him. Okay, he's going to keep coming this direction. Okay, and then as the pressure comes, and Russell Wilson moves out, he understands he has to get open for Russell Wilson. So he sees that he can just blow by and use his speed and athleticism to blow by the secondary and get into open space for Russell Wilson to then be able to throw into. And this is actually a great play by DK Metcalf, just understanding, okay, now, right, Russell Wilson, he's pressured. I mean, there's guys on him. He has to move, and he sees all this open space in front of him that he can run into. So he understands the game situation, the game sense, and then he understands that Russell Wilson can make that throw on the run. And if DK Metcalf simply runs into the space, Wilson will find him because there's open space to throw the ball into. And then, of course, Wilson's able to make that throw, and then DK Metcalf can take it to the house. So really nice play from here to here, just understanding game situation and when the play breaks down, what he has to do. So good job by DK Metcalf showing his game sense in the situation. The next play I want to show you is all about his strength. And that's something that DK Metcalf is known for. And I'm just going to show you this play here. I'm going to show it to you before I break it down. And basically it's DK Metcalf catching basically a 10-yard out and basically picking up a first down after, getting James Bradberry to the ground. So literally this is a good viewpoint of it here. So he catches the ball here, and then he simply just takes his arm and throws James Bradberry to the ground. And if you watch my Derrick Henry video, you'll know that Derrick Henry did a similar thing against Josh Norman, where he kind of just takes one of his hands and just throws the defender to the ground. And this is the same thing that DK Metcalf does in this situation. This is a better view of it. So basically, he just stiff arms James Bradberry into the ground. And you don't see that kind of strength from wide receivers in the NFL. You see it from DK Metcalf. I mean, he simply he puts his arm and just says, "Get off of me." And although DK Metcalf ends up going to the ground after this, I mean, he just says, "Get off of me," because he puts so much strength into it that it puts him in the ground. I mean, James Bradberry doesn't really tackle him in this situation. It's more just DK Metcalf saying, "Get off of me, go to the ground," and this just showcases his strength. And it's hard to bring someone down the size of DK Metcalf. I mean, the guy is huge. Just look at him here. Just look how huge he is. I mean, he's at least 6'3", 6'4". He's built. I mean, he's like 3% body fat, and he's just tough to bring down, and you do not want to tackle him, and that makes him so good because you don't want if defenses don't want to tackle him and they're scared to tackle him, he's going to just throw you to the ground and he's going to run after the catch. But also, when we talk about the NFL's best receivers, we talk about them using their body. So this is going to be DK Metcalf in this situation. You're going to see him right here, basically at the point of attack, win at the point of attack, and then use his body to ward off the defender and catch a touchdown pass. And I'm going to show you another angle of this right here. So in this situation, right, this is DK Metcalf here. He's lined up one-on-one, and he's basically just going to run this route. Right to the end zone. He uses his body really well. And big, tall receivers like DK Metcalf in this situation use their body well, right? That's what makes them really good. If you look at Julio Jones, if you look at DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, they use their body to ward off defenders, and that's exactly what DK Metcalf does in this situation, right? So basically, as he makes this move here on the corner, right, he's turning his body and protecting where Russell Wilson can throw the ball with, right? Because now he's moving this way and he's cutting off the angle for the corner because he's so big, and he can use his body now to basically just box out. He's basically doing a box out like you do in basketball. He puts his butt into the corner, and now Russell Wilson basically can just throw right here where DK Metcalf is because he's using his body to ward off the defender. And this is just such a smart, high IQ football move by DK Metcalf here. He just uses his body to ward off the defender and then basically changes up his speed too. This is actually a really good move here. He basically changes up his speed. Looks like he's jogging here, and then he sprints right there to get to the football. But this is just a good job by him using his body. And as I said, all the great NFL receivers that are big and tall and strong use their bodies really effectively. I mean, if you watch DeAndre Hopkins, you watch guys like Julio Jones. Even if you watch older receivers like Des Bryant, that's a guy that really uses his body well when he's trying to catch passes. But this is just something that you love to see from a receiver that's 6'4" and massive. So good job here by DK Metcalf, really utilizing his body to ward off defenders and make it easier for his quarterback to throw to, because it gives him a bigger target area and a place where he can just throw that ball into and trust that DK Metcalf can box out his defender. But another thing that the NFL's best receivers have is the ability to go up and high point a ball, high point catch, and those are what the best NFL receivers have, especially the big and tall ones, guys like Metcalf's build here. And this is a great example of it right here. So I'm going to pause right here. And as you can see, he's tracking the ball. He's looking at the ball. The ball is going to be coming in over his shoulder, right? And basically, he's tracking the ball. He's got great idea, great here to track the ball, right? And then he's able to make a play on the ball, timing his catch perfectly. And I mean, it all starts with the route running. I mean, he's just going to beat Darius Slay at the line of scrimmage. So basically, the first thing that he does is he has great speed coming off at the point of attack. I mean, he basically just puts a little move and just runs right by Darius Slay. Then he's able to turn back, look at the football, and then high point it and just put it right. I mean, also, it's a great throw by Russell Wilson. It definitely helps that he's got one of the NFL's better deep ball passers. But really, he's just going up and high pointing the ball at the right perfect time. And I mean, if you watch guys, the best high point ball catchers in the NFL, Kenny Golladay, guys like Devontae Parker, guys like DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, they all do this, and this is great to see from DK Metcalf. It's definitely one of those things that makes him a top 10 NFL wideout. It's not something he does a lot because most of the time he's going as a deep threat and he's beating his corner outright. But in this situation, he's going up against one of the NFL's better corners in Darius Slay, and at the end of the day, it's not just a pure go route. It's more of a wheel route to the sideline. In a way. So at the end of the day, he's going to the sideline. He knows what he needs to do. He goes up and catches the football. And this is just a really good play by DK Metcalf in this situation. However, I think the scariest thing about a guy like DK Metcalf is his speed after the catch. So basically right here, he's just running this route. And it's basically an in-breaking route. And he's going to catch this ball and take it to the house. And his speed and athleticism when it comes to after the catch is what makes him one of the better receivers in the NFL, because he's got the speed to take it to the house from anywhere on the field. And if he gets big blocks, like there's a block here, right here on with the tight end, it might be a little bit of a hold there, but at the end of the day, he gets a big block there. I don't know if it's 100% legal. That looks a little bit like a hold. Might just let go at the last second to make sure it's not a hold. But at the end of the day, I mean, he's got the speed, and I mean, especially with good blocking, but it all starts with his route running. And we're going to start here. So basically, as I said, he's going to run this route right here. Okay, it's pretty simple in this situation, right? He's going to just run that route, and he makes his defender slip. So that's always a good sign if you're a route runner. And you can make your defender slip. And then he simply has the speed after the catch and the elusiveness after the catch to just basically run by everyone. He's got that speed, too, to just run by everyone here, right? He catches the ball, runs by everyone, and takes it to the house. That's a great thing for DK Metcalf. I mean, there are very few NFL wide receivers with his size that can do that. I mean, there are wide receivers in the NFL that have that speed to basically catch a ball at the 35 and take it to the house with a good block. I mean, guys like Tyreek Hill, guys like Hollywood Brown, those are guys that could do that. but they don't have that size too. I mean, none of those guys are not 6'4" and 200 and however many pounds of just pure metal. So it's really impressive to see DK Metcalf's strength and his size, and yet his speed too. It's a very explosive combination that allows him to make plays like this. And the last play I want to show you really shows off his elusiveness, and it really shows off his ability to make defenders miss. And as I said, at his size, right, this is him right here, at his size, it's really impressive to see his ability to make guys miss. So basically what's going to happen here is he's just going to run this route on Patrick Peterson, okay? And as he comes back to the ball, right, as he comes back to the ball, it's basically one of these routes. As he comes back to the ball, he's got a little space in between him and the defender, right? So he makes this catch, and I think I just kind of, yeah, so he makes the catch here, and then he simply puts his foot in the ground and turns and makes Patrick Peterson miss. He's one of the NFL's better corners and one of the NFL's better defenders, and he just simply makes him miss, makes him look silly. And I mean, that's impressive. I mean, it's hard to do that. He comes back to the ball, and at his speed and at his size and at his strength and at his athleticism, it's really hard for him to be able to make this play, for anybody else to make this play. But for him, he makes this look effortless, right? He turns, simply puts his foot in the ground, he's elusive in open space, cuts back to the middle, and then it takes like 3 guys to tackle him. So at his strength and at his size, it's really hard for guys to be able to make a play like this, yet he simply does it really easily and picks up an extra 10 yards on the ground. So it's not just his ability to be a plain deep threat, and I'll just show you the play again. It's not just his ability to be a plain deep threat, right? Remember that this is DK Metcalf here on the bottom. It's not just his ability to be a plain deep threat, it's also his elusiveness and his speed and his size and his strength, all those things, all those components together that make him so scary. So the real reason he's a top 10 NFL wide receiver is because he can do everything on the football field, and in a way he reminds me of a younger version of Julio Jones. He's got the deep threat ability, he's got that speed, but he's also got that insane strength, that almost unfootball-like strength, and that huge size, that big frame where you can throw the ball up to him, and he's going to come down with a catch. I mean, I showed you that play against Darius Slay, working against one of the NFL's better corners, but he's also got the speed to blow by you. And yet he's got the speed to be really effective after the catch. And at his size and his strength, he's so hard to bring down in open space. And when you add all those things together, and he's a top 10 NFL wide receiver, and you know what he did in Seattle last year with Russell Wilson was really just fun to watch. And what they were able to accomplish in the passing game was just really electric and fun to watch. And it's because what DK Metcalf brings is he brings so much to an offense. He brings the deep threat, he brings the speed, the size, and the strength that makes him a game breaker. And that's what he is. And because he's a game breaker, he's a top 10 NFL wide receiver. There aren't enough wide receivers in the NFL that have all those skills together. And I mean, Julio Jones had it at one point in his career, but I mean, he still doesn't have all that. I mean, DK Metcalf could be the next Calvin Johnson. He's a big, tall, strong receiver that can run the deep ball really well, who's got that insane 4.4, 4.39 speed that can just get by you and get past defenses and into the secondary and then make big plays after going and chasing down football. So overall, he really helps out Russell Wilson, and he really makes him a better quarterback. And because he makes Russell Wilson a better quarterback, and because of all the attributes and all the skill sets and all the athletic ability he has on the football field, and then you add the strength and the speed and the size and all those things that you just don't see, he's basically not human. And for those reasons, he's a top 10 NFL wide receiver. And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub. I would really appreciate it. It would help my channel grow. That said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, see ya.